Good evening. Welcome to the Dugout, and in the middle of the Asia Cup team selection, we also have some more Asia Cup news coming to you. If any one of you thought, and that included me as well, because I said this on this very platform, that I don't think we've heard the last of Asia Cup, and I was pretty adamant that there will be a twist in the tail. I was of the opinion that just as we had seen for the Legends League, where last moment there was a twist in the tail and the India-Pakistan match got cancelled, I had a feeling that the same thing will happen with the Asia Cup game. But now, so when first step was that the schedule was announced, I said right now schedule but no official confirmation from BCCI or the Indian government. Came step number 2, where the Asia Cup team was announced. Now that was an admission by BCCI. So one hope was gone. Then the second hope was the government has not said anything official. So that will come. But now today government has presented us with an official statement, advisory that has been issued, where they made it pretty clear. There's no ambiguity. Now there is no looking back. They have said that they will have a India-Pakistan Asia Cup game because of their new policy, sporting policy, which they have shared with all of us. So if any one of you were thinking that there will be a U-turn or something might happen last moment, that is not done. Before we get to the policy, I will ask my two esteemed colleagues, it's done and dusted, or is there still something that can happen? Or now, for all practical purposes, 14th of September, it will be India-Pakistan.
Yeah. And what is new in the policy? For 26 years, it's been the same policy. We play Pakistan in multilateral events. If there is peace, you play them in bilateral. But bilateral series hasn't taken place since the last 13 years. You're going to play them in multilateral events. But the broader picture is, I have to compliment the government of India for one simple thing. They have got a focus like the fish's eye that Arjun wanted to target. Focus on the fish's eye, because the fish's eye is 2 years that they are looking at, 2030 and 2036. Looking at that, this particular step makes absolute sense. Like, why should we make our stance clear that we are playing Pakistan in multilateral international events? We won't play bilateral. Chit bhi apni, pat bhi apni, maybe. But some people will not be happy with this very simple fact. Like,
are you happy? Forget some people.
No, I am not happy at all. But I cannot afford to not be happy for one simple reason. My country is operated this way every single time. Where is New India in this? There is nothing called New India. It's the same old 1990s India, but we are living in 2025.
No, you said your country has never been like that, but your country in 1974 pulled out of the Davis Cup final. Golden opportunity to win Davis Cup, which is the #1 tournament in tennis, right? And in those days, you know how prestigious it was. It may have lost its shine now, the last decade or so, but previously it's a huge thing. I remember, as a kid also, all Davis Cup matches used to be streamed, pretty important. So you let go of that opportunity. Your country took a stand against South Africa otherwise as well, not playing them bilaterally as previously too. They have skipped an Asia Cup, as you mentioned.
In 1986.
They didn't go to Sri Lanka.
But that was not because of political tensions. That was because of security reasons.
My point is that you can know. If there is a will, there is a way, is my point. And in fact, for me, interest of the country comes ahead. Right? Security is also important. I agree, security of players for which they pulled out of it. But interest of the country is also there. All I'm saying is that they could afford to, right? They had a reason to, and they pulled out. Do they have a reason now?
I don't know. There is plenty.
I'm asking you. Is there a reason right now for India not to engage with Pakistan?
There is.
So then why can't you?
Again, the example of South Africa and Sri Lanka that you cited, yes, very much. This had happened in 1974, but then South Africa didn't pose a threat to us and it was tennis. Let us all be very clear about the fact. Like even now.
But I gave you cricket example as well.
But again, that was a cricketing reason. That was a security reason which India got involved in.
I agree. I'm saying there was a reason nonetheless.
And
So
traditionally,
for one reason, let's say security reason and country reason, you decided not to play. Is this reason right now? Because I asked you personally, would you want India to engage with Pakistan? You said no.
No.
So there is a reason now also. So why can't you follow up with that reason and not play?
Because I think
It's no minor reason, right? It's not that, oh, he stole my, ice cream, so that's okay. You let go. It's a big reason. No?
no government in independent India when it comes to cricket has ever taken such a drastic step. In cricket, I'm talking about. South Africa is not our border neighbor, and that is why you can afford to do it. Anyway, apartheid South Africa were never having that much of relations with them in the very first beginning itself. You can take your chances on puny Sri Lanka for all reasons that you could in 1980, because in the end, what you considered to be very complacent bit you back very hard in the later part of the 80s and the 90s. Pakistan, they declined to visit India for the Asia Cup in 1990. So these are the only two editions in which you've seen boycotts by India and Pakistan. But India, ironically, never boycotted the Asia Cup because of Pakistan. Pakistan boycotted because of strained relations with India.
I just want to say, now I'm just reversing the situation, because whatever the reason, I think it's a big enough reason for you. You could have skipped an Asia Cup, okay? Especially in the light of what has happened.
Yeah.
And now I'll go to Pakistan. They also, I know it's a different sport. They also had to come and play in India hockey.
Asian champions.
They pulled out.
Decided not to, yeah.
They pulled out.
And this
What
is
stopped
where,
India from
this is
pulling
what
out?
goes against what has been cited in today's statement. If you look at the first paragraph in that statement, let me in fact just read out that particular line.
We'll have just show our viewers. I'll just give the gist of it, and then Harshit will read out the full statement. So for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to break it down into 3 bullet points so you have a rough idea of what the government statement has said. They've said they'll have no bilateral sporting ties, but will play international and multilateral tournaments. This is what the government has said. But this is nothing new. This was the case previously also, but now Operation Sindoor has happened, now Pahalgam has happened, so you had to take a next step, but they've not taken it. Status quo remains. They say previously bilateral we never used to play, we'll not play now, but we'll continue playing multinational tournament. Other thing they've said, Pakistan players and teams will be able to participate in such multilateral events hosted by India. So Pakistan also will be given the same courtesy as any other country. If an international tournament is being hosted in India, they're allowed to come, they'll be given visas, all other things that you have to extend as a host nation, we'll extend to Pakistan as well. So nothing changes on that front as well, despite Operation Sindoor and what happened in Pahalgam, right? Third thing is they've kind of told you why they are doing it. They're saying that decision has been taken keeping in account India's emergence as a credible venue to host international sports events. So because India wants to be seen by the world that we are a place that welcomes all and we can organize all events. And so you have to show the world that is why they have taken this decision. This leads to many questions which we will raise going forward, but just so that you know what is the official stand of the government.
Yeah. The line that I wanted to read out to everyone, see, not the whole statement because it's broken down into 5 big paragraphs. I'm just going to read the operative part that I want to draw everyone's attention to, and which is where I have a problem with this very statement that's in my hand, because it's double standards and I want to bring everyone's attention to it. It says that nor will we permit, and this is the second paragraph, last line of that. It says nor will we permit Pakistan teams to play in India. Neither will Indian teams be participating in competitions in Pakistan.
That was always the case.
No, because you were willing to host Pakistan in the Asia Cup, Hockey Asia Cup, which is taking place just yesterday. The official confirmation from the organizers, which is again India, came that Pakistan is not coming. We were willing to give visas.
Yes.
It goes against what the statement says, that Pakistan will not be coming here. But it's only yesterday that thing came up. In fact, at Sports Today,
but they've said no, that we will allow Pakistan to come here.
Not come here. You are not going to Pakistan, and Pakistan will not come here.
No. They've said Pakistan will be allowed to come here. Yes, that is what it says. Pakistan players and teams will be able to participate in
Indian teams will not be participating in competitions in Pakistan.
Yes.
Pakistani teams, nor will we permit Pakistani teams to play in India.
In bilaterals only,
Yes,
but not in multilateral.
but
So basically, that what it says is no bilateral relation, which is the same thing, which is
the
now
same
nothing
thing.
new.
But again, the whole bilateral thing has always existed.
Correct. So
Always
my point
existed.
Is, then if you have to maintain for everything the same, then what is? I'll go back to that. Now, if status quo had to remain, that you have resigned yourself that Pakistan, led by its rogue army and ineffective political class, which have no role to play there, and it's the army that runs, and it clearly is a rogue army and an ISI which decide their policy. So you've resigned yourself to the fact that this is how they were and this is how they will be, right? Now, then previous to this, you had export import also from Pakistan that continued before Operation Sindoor as well as Pahalgam. There were visas being given, the high commissions were functioning in both countries, all Pakistani content was available, films were being exchanged, actors here there being cast, everything was same. Now what we were made to realize, and I think that was correct, that after what happened in Pahalgam, and then there was a 4-day war sort of a scenario, that things have changed, boss. It's not the same thing anymore. It's gotten worse. It's escalated to another level where businesses, I was reading that, you had about $55 million of export that Indian business was sending. So from Pakistan, you were earning about $55 million till before Operation Sindoor. As soon as that happened, they said, no, cut this down. It's gone down to 5, which must be very basic, essential. So 90% of it you've cut down. All the dramas and all that would come on TV stopped. Social media, if you consumed any YouTube, all stopped. Film, any casting, what happened to Diljit Dosanjh, stopped, right? So things completely changed in all format. Then how come in cricket, you go back to what you've had for 10 years only?
No, but then the same thing that Nikhil was saying, is it the first time it's happened? It happened even in 2016, in the aftermath of the Uri terror attack that happened. Pakistani serials were banned, export fell. You still continued playing cricket with them. Forget the T20 World Cup happened 6 months prior to Uri. Within 1 year, you played them in the Champions Trophy, in the multilateral event in the final.
Which shouldn't have happened.
Which shouldn't have happened. But then,
don't make a right.
See, targeting business, targeting social media, targeting Bollywood is the heights of piecemeal tokenism that has existed in this country. Soft targets. Diljit Dosanjh was a soft target. He had to face the brunt of it because anyway, he was not popular with the establishment for making some comments. So they had to find some legitimate reason to go after Diljit Dosanjh. Number one. Number two, trade up and down, up and down, up and down, it keeps on happening. Number three, cricket, even in the most horrendous of times, I have been reiterating it over and over again. When has cricket stopped? The only time a tour got cancelled when India was in Pakistan was when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated in October 1984. But then you look at Kargil, same dispensation in a different avatar, middle of Kargil, you played a World Cup match in Old Trafford. Kargil happened from May to July, you played the World Cup game in June. Mumbai happened. Was that dastardly? Yes, it was. But then 4 years later, you lay out the red carpet and invite Pakistan over to India. Trade, commerce, films getting banned, this Pakistan actress can't come to India. How dare you do it? That script was repeated in Uri. What we are seeing now is nothing new. Old wine in a new bottle, just under the garb of Sindoor and Pahalgam.
So I'll agree with you that nothing changes. Then I'm saying, why is it that patriotism is expected only from you and I only?
Exactly.
We are supposed to be patriot. We are supposed to be nationalists. Those business people who, when we're saying 90% of that export is gone, about 50 odd million would have affected thousands of people who would be engaging in those business, goes down to the worker, to the business owners, it's affected. But they've learned to live with it for the sake of the country. So they had to show their patriotism that, okay, fine, my rosy roti has been cut down, my profits have been cut down, or in some places businesses have maybe shut down also, but they are supposed to be patriot in that. Films and television channels who must be showing those things have to cut it down, cut their revenue, whatever, you don't have to do. So everyone is supposed to show patriotism by whatever yardstick that they can, but it doesn't have to be the decision makers, whether it's at the BCCI level or government level. Their patriotism is there, it cannot be questioned no matter what decision they take, but everyone else's patriotism can be questioned, including my patriotism as well, to go and cover cricket in Pakistan. And there are a lot of keyboard warriors who will go and protect the BCCI and say in favor of the government, but they will ask questions that I'm covering cricket there. So imagine going to a country there is
no, but in your defense
patriotism.
Now, in your defense now, if we look at that,
I can't believe the level of IQ.
Through the prism of this press release that's come today, that was an international event.
Yeah,
yes. That's allowed now.
No, but it is. But that's what I'm saying. Even the keyboard warriors target easy target without using their own grey matter.
No, and what is richer? Now,
was I a decision maker? Can I decide that India goes to Pakistan or not? Can I do, even if I went to cover cricket there or not, or had food there or not? Am I in any way improving relations between the two teams, or making any policy, whether it's related to business or?
You're not a Numainda, you're a journalist.
Exactly my point. But that's what I'm saying. But now you will see the keyboard warriors.
The keyboard warriors are already begun. I'll tell you how. The keyboard warriors who are for the establishment at this point in time are only conveniently targeting the BCCI. They aren't targeting the government.
Number one trend was 2 days ago, Deshdrohi BCCI.
Exactly.
As if BCCI has the power to
Exactly. For all those trolls and keyboard patriotic warriors, if you have what it takes in you, hashtag trend something else. The BCCI isn't responsible for it because now they are an NSF.
But can I just expand this debate a bit by just bringing in this one point? Again, I'm not trying to defend the government here or this notice that has just come about today, but if I'm just looking at it through the prism of what's happening outside the world of sport, when you're looking at diplomatic level, there's the SCO meet as well that takes place. India's part of it, Pakistan's part of it, plenty of other nations as well. Now, since the international thing has been told to us today, and there is international engagement only that's been told to us, at that level as well, that engagement is still happening. India's not going to the SCO meet. India does go to the SCO meet. I remember it was only last month when the meet, I think, took place, and without naming each other, the two nations exchanged barbs. So the meeting is happening. It's not like India stopped going to all these SCO meets and all the other ASEAN meetings and all of those meetings which have all the nations come together, especially the Asian nations come together. If that can happen, why not cricket then?
Yeah, then you take that. That's my point. See, then that is my point. Then don't question anything else. Then don't even question someone who's cast a Pakistani actress in that as well. He's also going to do. Don't question anyone who's doing any sort of business there. Then don't question that. He's also running his. Then don't question anyone who goes there to do his job, whether it is to cover a political meet or a cricket meet or whatever. I'm just saying, then you agree, as I said at the start, then you agree that, listen, this is anyway, you can't change your neighbor. This is the neighbor that we have. It's run by a rogue military. It is, in that sense, a failed state that is run by a rogue military. And this will keep happening. We have to find other ways, which is not have bilateral whatever. But then you allow everyone else also to operate under that umbrella. But the thing that doesn't happen, the keyboard warriors question everything. If you say, if I say as a cricket reporter also two good things about a Pakistan team as an analyst, I may say 10 bad things. But if I say 2 good things, that also comes back to bite on your face.
Exactly.
That he is supporting that. I may even just talk purely of cricket. But that will come back. So all I'm saying is everyone else is judged on a different yardstick. Then you make peace with it. That, boss, listen, no matter what, you can't change your neighbor. So you'll have to engage there through diplomatic channels. You will have to engage through talks, and that will improve. And however, I don't know what is the way forward and what the solution is. I'm not a expert in geopolitics. But then you accept that by this logic, we will have to continue. Then for you and I, as our job is, then when we go and cover cricket also, then
Absolutely.
that's my job.
It
then
has
you
to
be
be-
mindful of that.
Yes.
But people are not. That's what I'm saying.
The only one thing
argue
over
at
here
the,
is-
charge at the foot soldiers who have no decision-making powers.
The only one thing that people here need to also think of when you're analyzing this situation is that let's be, mindful of the two economies as well. India, very boisterous in comparison to Pakistan. I'm not saying we're the very best out there. We're not, as Donald Trump says, we're not dead either. But Pakistan and us, we don't compare in terms of economies. But what Pakistan needs as an economy, no matter how dead a state it is in, it needs the cricket with India much more than India needs cricket with Pakistan.
Exactly. So my thing is, if you pulled out, see again,
If this is about, if it's about the ICC tournament, then perhaps this whole, because it's the same yardstick, then otherwise, as I said, the SEO meet, okay, it's just international, this thing, we're following the international code, perhaps we'll go ahead. But if it's about messaging, if it's about hurting the opponent where it hurts them the most, and cancelling of the water treaties, giving no waters, giving no export money to them is part of hurting their economy, right? It all circles around that. If this is about doing that and sending across a message to an already hurt and dampened economy, then you don't play this match.
Don't play Asia Cup.
Exactly. No, you play the Asia Cup. You can play the other teams.
But then
you don't play Pakistan.
Then what if you come Super 6, you can't play?
Because
what if it's a final? So my thing is, then
because
you go.
the money that they will get out of that India-Pakistan match, they need it for.
What's the thing? Yeah. What's the thing? See, again, ICC tournament, if you can still risk sanctions and you don't want to be isolated from the world. And the examples that he gave, were all ICC tournaments after that. That I'll still say, okay, you don't have the political strength, and no matter how much we love our country and how much we praise it, the fact is you have not shown this, that you can isolate Pakistan. You should have shown it at an international level. If we are so strong as we perceive it to be, you should have shown it. But let's say you have not been able to do that, and so that's why ICC tournament will eventually isolate you, it will invite sanctions. Asia Cup is not like that. Asia Cup is a tournament where it's been postponed so many times previously as well. It has changed venues all the time. You've given examples of teams pulling out. You were the host, you could pull out. Let Asia Cup happen. You could have played. It does not dent your economy, and then it does the dual purpose of what you were saying. It's hurt Pakistan's economy. So I'm saying that. So for Asia Cup at least, you could have taken that step. It's not even an ICC tournament. That's one. Secondly, and that I think is the more important point, even if it is Asia Cup or even if whatever it is, at the end of the day, what you're trying to send across a message or a national interest, or people who, the soldiers, we keep quoting them all the time, and if their lives are important, or people who, innocent tourists who got killed, if their lives and all of that is important, if I try and equate the two things, then there is no comparison. If you took a compassionate view only, even by that standard, this tournament should have happened. And you give an example that we want to host Olympics. My point is, what is the need of hosting hosting a Commonwealth game? So you're saying that, listen, we have to keep doing this, otherwise, and I know where this has come from, by the way. If you remember, and I'll give everyone a backgrounder, India wants to bid for 2036 Olympics.
Knows that,
India sent a delegation that went to the IOC to meet them a few months ago and say that, are we on track? What else do we need to do? Just a sort of an exchange of ideas, sort of a delegation. She told them, see, you have to fix your X, Y, Z. There are so many issues. And one of them was that you cannot be in a stage where you're boycotting one country and whatever. Fine. So now you've come back. You are so desperate to host the Olympics that you say that we will now have Pakistan. That's why you allowed the hockey team to come. And now you're participating in multinational tournament. And now in that statement also, you've kind of said that you want the world to be seen.
31st August is your deadline now, final bid.
No, whatever it is. I'm saying you want that. That is your idea. My thing is, compared to the lives of the soldiers that you keep quoting all the time, compared to people who died in Pahalgam, how does it matter if you don't host the Olympics? How does it matter if you don't host the Commonwealth Games? It does not in any way, you're not even like a number 1 or number top 10 or the top 15 Olympic nations. You're not even 71. There. Yeah, you finished 71st or whatever. So how does it matter? Maybe the right thing would be to start focusing, which you try and do every year, but the returns have been very gradual. It's not been great. 3-4 Olympics, you've been just there only. But try and become a 30-40 medal mid-table team at least. Then maybe hosting the Olympic is important. But in this scenario, how does it even compare? Why is it even important?
A country that's slipping on the hunger index, a country that needs pothole fixing because there are lives lost, a country where Millennium City has become the Sing City. Does Olympics need to be, or do the Olympics need to be the priority where thousands of crores and a non-profitable exercise? Let's not forget. The Olympics is not a profitable...
Loss making.
Yes.
Added to that.
Exactly. It was only in France that we saw, because there was funds being used in a manner where the loss was lesser. Otherwise, they were perhaps...
No, they have existing infrastructure, so many other
Exactly.
things.
And the infrastructure building was also done in a manner that you don't become a Brazil that's failed to come out of those losses that it incurred.
Or a Montreal.
Or a Montreal for that matter. No country has ever been able to make money. Yes, you rely
Even
on
a Japan.
tourism.
Beijing 2008.
So
lost money.
it is a only money losing exercise. It will get you some news. It will make a lot of people rich in this country, as I understand.
Select.
But yes, but
Select
does the
few.
country, but a country which has so much more to take care of cannot prioritize. Yes, the government clearly has an eye on 2036 and perhaps on 2020 as well for the Commonwealth Games, 2030. Yeah, for the Commonwealth Games. But I think the priorities of this nation need to be far different than they are
Which
at the
is
moment.
not. And let me...
Commonwealth Games is a game that nobody even wants at the moment.
Exactly.
Half the sports that India excels in at the moment aren't going to be there in the next edition.
Nobody wants to host
Exactly.
it. Why are we so excited? And I'm saying, even if, by the way, even if it was a profit-making exercise, even if it was an amazing thing, again, does national interest, can that be superseded?
Why is India in 2030 hell bent on propelling up a British Raj relic called the Commonwealth Games? That's priority number one.
Yeah, that was a different debate.
Priority number two, and it is very clear, Indian lives don't matter. It just doesn't matter. Indian lives, that's why you pointed out the civic apathic issues. People in local trains die by thousands in Mumbai. In any other part of the world, this would be serious talk. But then in Mumbai and India, what it is? Chalta hai. Billions are there, thousands die. What is the big issue? You've had terror issues in the past. You've had people gunned down by terrorists. It will continue to happen. Because the governments in this country are not people oriented. They're either profit oriented or their priorities are misplaced altogether. The priority misplacement is 2036 Olympics. Forget infrastructure. Forget any other kind of thing. We are in the podium as far as now itself. We are in the podium for drug offences. We are only behind the likes of Russia and we are behind the likes of America when it comes to drugs. And do we have
Doping, you mean?
Doping,
Yeah.
absolutely. Is our house in order for doping? No, it isn't. NADA has got a lot of problems. WADA has hauled up NADA so many times. On the doping issue itself, you're going to slip up big time. And the IOC is not going to take a very lenient view on it. So forget Olympics. The government, right from the get-go, has only been doing two things. Smoke screening a very myopic brand of patriotism. Okay? But they themselves go against that diktat. Because of one simple reason. Pahalgam and Sindoor, if it teaches everybody of us, stop fake nationalism and stop fake patriotism. If you're indulging in all of this, you have no room to complain. Stop using the wrong hashtag. The hashtag should be directed at the right entity. But the people in this country will not do it. And I very well know why it won't happen.
That's a point I wanted to make. You started the conversation by saying, is this now, there is no twist and turn left. We've seen the last chapter now that seal of approval has come from the government. There could only be, if I'd like to believe that the door is still left ajar and not completely shut, but then it needs to, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying for that.
Very optimistic, I'm telling you.
No, I'm saying even if it is left ajar, and I believe in a democracy, it should be left ajar. And if there was one way, only one way, it will sound utopian at the moment, is only if the people of the country hit the streets for what they feel is right. If that anger
they'll hit the streets for dogs.
Yes. if the anger
dog
we
is 2
saw,
days in the
if the anger and the fury and the ire we saw for dogs was just proportionately present for this whole issue as well, if BCCI Gaddar, whatever that hashtag was that was trending, if people
Deshdrohi BCCI.
Deshdrohi BCCI, if that is truly something that people of this country resonated with, felt for as much as they do for dogs in this country, they will be hitting the streets. The opposition, I believe, has a very vital job to do in this democracy to rake up the issue. They have Priyanka Chaturvedi has pointed it out, Asaduddin Owaisi has pointed it out. I think even
they are
Aditya Thackeray pointed it out, but
they
I believe
stray
in a
drops in an
constructive-
ocean.
Yes, so this is where if you want to send a message across to the dispensation, I think there are still ways to put questions forward, to put some pressure, which is non-existent at the moment, because at the moment, what is the issue now? You've got this whole tainted netas bill that is coming out. It's been referred to the parliamentary committee, 3 bills that were tabled, parliamentary committee, it's been forwarded to. You got all these issues which will keep distracting you, but if this was of such national interest, if people are really bothered about what's going wrong in our policy, then people should align their priorities, look themselves in the mirror, and be on the streets fighting for the justice that you and I as citizens deserve.
What is the justice that you're talking about? Because when you look at the current situation, there is a civil war brewing even there as well. Our country cannot be united on 9 out of the 10 things which are there. Your opposition is not constructionist. Your opposition is obstructionist. Your government lives in a bubble where they believe whatever they are doing is considered to be the right thing, but they do a convenient doublespeak. The government of this dispensation, the past decade, has done plenty of doublespeaks. The public just don't want to, they don't have the patience to sift through all of this. The simple thing is, this guy is bad, sack him. This guy is this, sack him. Do this, do that, and all that. Our nation has always been obstructionist. That's why you never had a consensus on everything. That's why you can't call a spade in this country. Yeah? In every normal, commonsensical world, which I'm yearning for, you shouldn't be engaging with a rogue state on any front. But do we do that? We do selective cherry picking. Oh, trade? No way. How dare you, Gaddar. Bollywood? How dare you, Gaddar. Cricketers and cricket economy? Nahi, haath milao, we are friends. Can't work like that. That's why my country is a dystopian country in more ways than one. Because I don't know what are their priorities. I don't know. And that's why stop peddling fake nationalism and fake patriotism. Sindoor and Pahalgam, let me tell you, in this long annals, it's just a mere episode in the history of this country. People have forgotten about it. People are moving along with their lives, yeah. Is Sindoor and Pahalgam still being discussed even today? It is just one mere episode in the history of this country. It's not an epoch-making event. It's a bitter truth.
Let's now, shall we, take some comments?
Yeah. AI platform fan clubs is saying shame on BCCI to play Pakistan and sack Ajit Gigi urgently. But what have they done?
I think he's not happy.
This is the thing.
That's the problem. You are wanting to dismiss the foot soldiers. Replace those two with one more entity. And boy, AI platform fan clubs, you can't stay in this country.
If people think BCCI is deciding all this,
oh man, they are in La La Land at this point in time. Rakesh Bhushan, Ajit Agarkar shifts his narrative as and when he wants to accommodate any player. Cricketing logic has been defied by Ajit, and playing with public sentiment is what government does with fair regularity. We fans are taken for a ride. Are not taken. You allow yourself to be taken for the ride.
What can fans do? What can? The decision has been taken to play Pakistan. Decision has been taken to pick someone, drop someone. What
if people have a bit of grey matter, what they can do is they know what is the wrong cause. Show your people power there, na. But no, this social media generation has been restricted to just keyboards. Your thoughts are only until your fingers, nothing else.
Keyboard also you'll see narrative how it shifts.
It has
Who
started.
you want to protect, you will protect. Who you want to target, you will target.
It has started. At the time of doing this dugout, it has already started. There is a campaign. It's already begun. Which is why. Rakesh Bhushan, former players are all associated with BCCI either as commentator or office bearers. None can raise voice for team selection. Few reporters give them outshot for news which is leaked to them. Who will raise voice then?
No, but Rakesh, I must say that when I look at this selection, there are many who have raised their voice. That includes players as well as journalists. Some have, some haven't, to each their own. But to say that people have not raised their voice, I think this particular selection has come under this scanner. Do watch our episode yesterday in the dugout. We ourselves raised a lot of questions. So you guys are the best judge. You'll know who is raising the right points or who has certain breads to butter. What can I say?
Indeed. Satish Patil, Sanju plays in middle order today means cap told. Matlab captain told.
Cap told.
Is he playing? Is he also playing Buchi Babu? Where is he playing?
No, I don't think he's playing Buchi Babu. We'll have to check. I can't make.
He's saying that is it already an indication from what
That he'll be playing in the middle order.
He's already being kind of told that he'll be batting in the middle order, maybe because he's batting in the middle order today. Is that an indication that he'll be there?
Rohan Verma, you can't fool us. Government is not worried about Olympics and Asia Cup is not an international tournament per se. All this is for someone who has the broadcast rights. Everyone else is just poetry. Just check ANI quotes for anger. But why should we check that? And there is anger everywhere else. And okay, checking a particular entity for quotes and everything, does it solve an issue? It doesn't solve the issue. And government is not worried about Olympics. I totally disagree. They are very much worried about the Olympics at this point in time. Because it's a prestige issue, na? That's the problem. Harmeet Singh from Canada is saying, Diljit lost at least 100 crore by not releasing in India. I guess he took a bigger loss for nation as compared to BCCI. The last point is...
Yeah, Harmeet, I don't know about your last line, but you're right. It's not about that. Let me be honest. It's not about that. As I said, there are so many other people from all communities. I'm guessing from all religion who have may have lost out on a lot of business after you cut business ties as well. When you're talking about entertainment ties or social media ties, there must have been a lot who are engaging or providing content there or vice versa or broadcasting that content here. They've also lost money. So it's not he alone who lost, and I completely agree with you. If you had, the gall to question Diljit and call him anti-national, then you should also be directing anchor today on people who are making the decision that India and Pakistan should play. But if you're not, then you should not also target anybody else who did that. To that point, I completely agree, and he was unfairly targeted. 100% agree with that. But to say that he was targeted because he comes from one community, I think that's really unfair, because everyone, now there will be a lot of people who've been affected by no cultural, social ties between India and Pakistan. They've all, in that sense, they've been made to look like fools now, because so many people were told nothing to do, they've lost their businesses, they've lost various other things. But now, when it comes to cricket, then there is this, it's multinational tournament. We have to show the world that we are a venue to host these tournaments, and all of those things have come.
It's a prestige issue. That is all it is now. Everything else has taken a back seat. Bhavik Haswani is like saying, nowadays most of the cricket journalists feel like mouthpiece of BCCI. No one has the guts to take the name of the BCCI officials and criticize them directly, all just for getting some exclusive news leak.
Where BCCI has come under a lot of fire.
Yeah.
At least I see. Some may not be putting them under fire, but by and large I see BCCI comes in for a lot of criticism. But BCCI will come under criticism for running cricket, and when there's mismanagement there, then they come in. I mean, in fact, in my 20 plus years of journalism, the maximum I remember going after anyone was BCCI. During the 2013 fiasco, when there was spot fixing and then Srinivasan, and it is again down to the media, and I don't want to take credit for the entire media fraternity, but like it or not, if it wasn't for the media and that raising the question, the BCCI constitution would have never changed, because the BCCI from within didn't want to change anything. It was constant pressure from the BCCI, from the media on the BCCI that everything had to change after that.
Vishal Panchal from the US is saying, money rules, to hell with emotions / terrorism. Indeed.
That's the case, then allow everyone the same yardstick, na?
Exactly. That's the way it should be. Anshu Mishra. Nick sir, you said, what is the need to replace 40-year-old Rohit Sharma as ODI captain as he can play on the other hand? You are saying after 26 remove Sky, who will be just 35. Why this double standards?
No. By the way, Rohit Sharma is not 40. He will be 40 by the time the World Cup comes around. But all I'm saying is that under his leadership, you're doing very well in the ODI format. What's the need? And why I think that, there seems to be a case in point for T20, because if you see in T20, Rohit also left at 36 or 37, whatever, at that stage. You need younger players, captains to take the shortest format forward in the way that cricket was being played in that particular format. So even Rohit had to let go of T20 cricket, and he continued in ODI. I think ODI is a format where you can still play a bit of conventional cricket and be fine with it, which is why I am arguing in favor of a Rohit Sharma and a Virat Kohli, that they can. And Rohit's got you results just now in the Champions Trophy. So I'm saying when there's nothing is broke by, fix it there. In Sky's case, sure, if you think that the team goes on to win the T20 World Cup and you see that no need to do that, sure, you carry on with him as well after the T20 World Cup.
Yep. So go down further.
Rajiv Ranjan.
Easy for any political party to fool people because people are emotional.
There it was. No, down.
No, this was a different thing. He's even a different. Go down. Gone. Easy for political party to fool people because people are emotional and uneducated. Rajiv Ranjan, you are echoing a sentiment that has been there for nearly 60 years. I mean, there was a video which was shared. I mean, certain things won't flourish in India because of the way how people are in that sense.
It reminds me, I shouldn't be ideally, I can't go ahead and fully quote this, but that comment reminds me of this very famous Bollywood movie in which the dialogue goes something about you make people in this country watch cinema and then it's just very easy to fool the people. Because that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what is happening. They will keep watching cinema, they will not question, but for dogs being thrown in some corner of the city, they have a problem with that. The priorities cannot be more misplaced. Just cannot be more misplaced. I'm not saying I'm not for the cause, but there are bigger causes out there that need your attention.
Welcome to my country. Welcome to India.
There are two Indias, whether you like it or not. One,
India,
that your
one
privilege allows. Yeah, your privilege allows something that you care for more, but my privilege, forget my national sentiment, forget what I feel for the nation, but no. We're not buying that.
Yep, indeed. But Syed Nizamuddin is saying Pakistan should voluntarily withdraw from Asia Cup considering recent performance. In fact, the dugout was dedicated on that.
We said that first on Sports Today.
Exactly.
As a friendly advice to Pakistan.
Which won't happen.
Final comment of the evening from two last comments. We've got Dev Pratap Singh Chauhan says, Nikhil bhai, I am observing BCCI is in 35 years. BCCI is doing more harm to Gill than good. The perception around him is of 4-star. This will hurt him in having a natural fan base like SRT or Virat. I think for that, Dev, I think his bat will have to do the talking. Yeah. See, I have realized one thing. No matter what you do on the outside, whether good or bad, I don't think it will harm him or help him. If he keeps getting runs, keeps winning matches for India, he'll be a superstar. If he fails on that front, he will suffer. So that's that on that. Anshu Mishra says, Nikhil sir, Sports Today deserves to be the most subscribed YouTube channel in Asia, beating the likes of Mr. Bean T-Series with outstanding panel. Arey Anshu, thank you so much. Very kind of you. Yep. It doesn't matter how many subscribers we have. It doesn't matter how many views we get. What we like to do is genuine, honest conversation. If people keep joining us, great. Whoever. I've always said it since the time we started. It doesn't matter number of people that join us, even if it's limited. we're just happy to address whoever is the audience that watches us. More the merrier, sure.
Exactly.
But few also thumbs up.
Thumbs up for it. Shubham Garg is saying, sorry Nick sir, what changed in BCCI? Rajiv Shukla still 20 plus years, Jay Shah 6 years secretary, cool down ICC chairman, cool down for lower been only present.
I agree with you, Shubham, with the larger point, but still few things have changed. Earlier you could just carry on for as much time as you want. Slight changes have still been made where you have had to go through a cool down period. There is a retirement age at 70 and so on and so forth. So things have kind of come into play. No more than 3 terms. That still exists. So earlier you could go on in state. I'm telling you, I know of what used to happen in the 90s, early 2000s. State association, the amount of corruption that there was, a lot of it has improved now. A lot of, because of this transparency coming in, people getting changed as well. Yes, some stick on, but eventually they have to go on.
They have to go, yeah.
I mean, you look at the stadiums now. 20 years ago, if you went and saw some of those Indian stadiums, you wouldn't be able to step inside them. A lot of them have changed. Some of them have come up with newer ones, better ones. These have slightly changed. But yeah, it will still take much more changes.
Yep.
Final comment.
Vishal Panchal from the US. We played Pakistan earlier amid incidents. Anger isn't new. Social media now amplifies this. Government should listen and only allow to play Pak in ICC tournaments.
So I think this is
the reality.
Valid comment by Vishal Panchal. Absolutely valid.
Yep. It's the reality, and this is what's going to happen. From now until the next decade. This is the mode of operation by which it's going to happen with. So yeah, at least it gave us something to talk about in the dugout.
Right, on that note, we'll call it a evening. You guys take care, look after yourself. Give us a like in the video. Do share it with your friends who enjoy cricket discussions, and we'd love to hear their thoughts as well in the comment section.
Or their galis, whatever it is, always just open to
everything.
Your thoughts.
Everything.
So whether they're like-minded or not, just share this video. We tried having a constructive discussion, as is our endeavor always, every evening.
We have.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri,
Shabba khair. Eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother. Stay safe and subscribe to Sports Today.